Ms. Washington, and welcome to On Time. No one knows the cause of ALS. In 90% of the cases, it appears spontaneously and out of the blue. But the other 10% diagnosed with a progressive neurodegenerative disease is thought to be hereditary, caused by a gene mutation handed down from one parent. Joining me is Chanda Brigance, wife of football great O.J. Brigance and co-founder of Brigance Brigade Foundation, and Dr. Janel Johnson, an ALS genetics researcher at NIH, the National Institutes of Health. And welcome to you both, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're excited to be here.
And so talk to me about ALS. What is ALS?
ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Like you said, it's more commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a progressive brain disease in which neurons that lead to the spinal cord and muscle deteriorate. So patients experience weakness that progresses to paralysis eventually. And death typically happens within 2 to 5 years of symptom onset, usually due to respiratory failure.
And talk to me about those early symptoms. Like, how can people notice if something is happening?
The early symptoms vary somewhat, but most patients have weakness in the limbs. But about 25% of patients experience difficulty swallowing or speaking for the initial symptoms, but this just progresses very quickly.
And Chanda, talk to me about O.J. and when he first started to notice symptoms. Did you all see those things, or how did it happen for you all?
Actually, we did. O.J. was playing racquetball, and he began to feel a discomfort in his arm, and he said, well, maybe it could possibly be an old football injury, or somewhat, and it's just something lingering on. And so he continued to feel this discomfort, as days were to come. And so he said, well, let me just go and get it checked out and just kind of look at and see maybe something, I need to do that again, old football injury. And O.J. decided, he and I spoke, and we decided to get more than one opinion, because the first opinion was, we believe it may be this, and so we said, okay, well, let's get a second opinion. And actually we got about 4 opinions.
Really?
And it was the same diagnosis, is ALS.
And as we heard Dr. Johnson say, 2 to 5 years.
2 to 5 years, absolutely, 2 to 5 years.
But you all are reaching year 10.
Oh my gosh, you know what? While walking through this storm, we still are able to celebrate, because after diagnosis, like you said, it's 2 to 5 years. Well, we're in our 10th year, and so we're celebrating life, life of 10 years living with this nasty disease. So this year, we're taking the whole year, and we're celebrating.
And we talk about, like we were saying earlier, I know for me, O.J. was one of the first times I saw an African American dealing with ALS. But Dr. Johnson, as you were saying, this is something we see more often, and why are we not seeing it so much more?
Yes, even though early studies say that Caucasian males predominantly have ALS, Caucasians are only represented in the United States. They are typically only studied in research studies and clinical trials. So I'd like to emphasize that other people should participate in genetic studies, and African Americans in particular should contribute DNA samples to try to get involved in these studies, so we can get a better idea of how often and how the disease progresses.
And when you talk about that, a lot of people think, well, is it going to hurt if I participate in a study? I don't want to. Is it going to give me ALS? I know a lot of people have those fears.
Right.
But explain to me what you mean when people need to participate in studies.
Right. There's nothing to fear. For example, in our study, what we do is we collect a few tubes of blood, and if you're afraid of needles and you just don't like donating blood, you can actually donate a saliva sample, and it serves the same purpose. We can get DNA from that. So what we do is we take DNA samples from patients who are affected with ALS, and we compare that to healthy individual DNA, and those differences help us zero in on those genes that cause the disease.
And so people don't have to take any medicine or anything like that. You're just really just donating.
Not for our study, but there are many other studies which, if you're looking for medications, those are available as well. And to find those, you can go to clinicaltrials.gov, and you can find other research studies involved in ALS as well.
It's very important for everyone to try to do their part to help out.
Yes.
To find a cure, find out what's going on.
That's the way forward.
And dealing with that, a lot of people, once they're diagnosed and just dealing with ALS is tough. And then you and OJ have come together with the Brigance Brigade to really help people dealing with ALS. Explain to me what you all do.
Well, at the beginning of the diagnosis, OJ and I, we took a step back and we said, you know, this is expensive to just get through your each and every day as far as in the equipment that an ALS patient would need, breathing machine or suction machine or wheelchair or Hoyer lift, and these things are expensive, and to say they're not covered by insurance. So OJ and I said, you know something, we have been blessed. We have absolutely been blessed, and so we want to bless others and see others be able to live each day fully while living with this disease, just as OJ is. And so we decided to form the Brigance Brigade Foundation, raise funds to help those who are living with this disease, and also help the families as well with resources and just which way to turn when you're first diagnosed. You just don't know. When you don't know, you just don't know. So OJ and I, and not saying that we have each and every answer, but you know what? We do have some answers. Right. And so we want to share those answers. We want to share that gifting. We want to be those and let them know you're not in this alone. You're not in it alone. Whatever you need, if there's something you need, come to the Brigance Brigade Foundation. You can always find us at brigancebrigade.org.
And a lot of people want to help out, so talk to me about the run walk that you all have coming up.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about the run walk. It's going to be April 30th, Sunday, April 30th, and we have a 5.7 and we have a 1.57. Well, of course, 5.7 is OJ's old football number, so we had to do that, right? So we'll be down in Canton Waterfront Park on the 30th, and we just all come together. We have fun. We have a kids fun zone. We have entertainment, a live band. I mean, it's a family fun day where we all can come together. You can run, you can walk, or you can just cheer your friend or your family member on, but we come together for a good cause, and that's to raise funds to help those who are living with this disease.
Right, and to see so many people turn out and help, how does that make you feel?
Oh my gosh, I mean, words cannot describe. Words just cannot describe when you see thousands, not hundreds, thousands of people. And it's not just Maryland, it's not just Baltimore, it's the surrounding cities as well. So everyone comes out, we have a good time. Rain, sleet, or snow, we're out there having a good time raising funds.
All right, Dr. Johnson and Chanda, thanks so much for being here and sharing the information and the story.
Thank you.
All right. And for more information on Brigance Brigade Foundation and the championship run and family run walk on April 30th, call 410-878-2030 or go to the website brigancebrigade.org. And for more information on the work of Dr. Johnson, you can email her at janel.johnson@nih.gov or call 301-451-3826. And to participate in clinical trials, go to